Hey guys, I'm Natasha Kerry and I get to inspire and make people super sleepy for a living. So I'm very happy to be able to share everything that I've learned over the last 7 to 10 years in my yoga journey. I'm a teacher in London and I'm also teaching Vinyasa yoga and quite strong dynamic styles of yoga as well. But for the most part, I see people respond really, really well to my yin yoga and my yoga sleep method. I've been holding workshops in yin yoga and yoga nidra for around 45 to 75 people at a time. It's like a big sleepover. And the reason that I'm so passionate about these two styles of yoga is that I went through this period of extreme fatigue, and whilst I was going through that, I also would get into bed at night and be so tired, and as soon as I get into bed, my mind was overactive and I couldn't sleep. So I went through this journey of learning and of understanding what was going on in my inner world, and learned a lot about the inner workings and how the brain speaks to the adrenal glands, the endocrine system, and also about the nervous system too, and their roles within really healthy and good night's sleep. Through everything that I learned, I was then able to bring that back to my clients. For me, yin yoga and yoga nidra have created the most amount of change. So I've been able to really get to know what it feels like to relax through yin and yoga nidra. And I find relaxation to be a huge part of that sleep process, of being able to slip into a very deep and nourishing sleep at night. I also learned a lot about the inner realm and the systems inside that are set up to make us fall asleep, and this has really influenced my teachings as well. I always say to my clients that how you sleep at night really affects the next day and how well you function. And for me, when I have a really restless sleep, so if I'm tossing and turning, it can really affect my mood the next day. It can affect my emotional balance, and it can have an effect on how clear thinking and or groggy I feel the next day. I found that by creating a few different changes in my lifestyle, I've had a huge effect on the way that I get to sleep at night. And I'd love to share those three. There's many, but I'll share my top three with you today. Number one, your body has a circadian rhythm, and for the circadian rhythm, routine is so important. So my tip would be to go to bed at about the same time each night and make sure you're waking up at about the same time each morning, and then your circadian rhythm will really be able to function at its optimum. You'll also notice that the intelligence of the body means that sometimes you may even start waking up just before your alarm. So this means that you have really got into the rhythm that you've set your body. Number two, your melatonin levels are super important to fall asleep at night. And so melatonin is this hormone that naturally occurs in the body in order to regulate your waking sleeping cycle. Melatonin production is actually controlled by light exposure. So your body or your brain, let's say, secretes more in the evening when it's dark outside, and in order to make you sleepy and be able to move into a very sleepy and restful state. So it's super important if you're waking up and maybe you're working at home, or it might be your day off, to get outside at some point during the day so your body registers that and knows that it's daytime. And then come nighttime, it will then be able to recognize that you're moving into darkness and towards a restful sleep. However, there are many things that can disrupt your natural melatonin production, and therefore disrupting your sleep cycle too. One of the most confusing things that we have these days for our body and our mind is the light emitting devices that we stare at in the evening. I know that I do, I'm very guilty of that. Your phone, your TV, your laptop, all emits light that keeps you awake. and it actually delays your natural melatonin production. So the best thing to do to fall asleep is to either get off your devices entirely, or if possible in the evening, pick up a book instead and really take that time to move away from the TV, exciting TV shows, your phone, and the light emitting from your laptop too. That being said, if your favorite thing to do to relax at night is to put on Netflix and to chill, then I would recommend downloading one of those applications where it dims the blue light that's emitted and actually creates a more yellowy glow to your screen. And this will not affect your melatonin production so much. Number 3. And so the most important and most transformative tip that I have that has really created change in my life is to practice yin yoga, maybe one pose, yoga in any form, or meditation at any point in your day. Even if you do it in the morning or the afternoon, you'll still really positively affect your sleep at night. And by practicing yin yoga especially, it has an incredible effect on the brain, the heart, and the nervous system. So it slows the brain waves, and it really allows us to create a more grounded and relaxed state. It also calms the heart rate. So, for example, my favorite pose to do is either to get home if I'm really awake and wired, maybe I've been teaching late, I will put my legs up onto either a chair, a stool, or up the wall. And by putting your legs up the wall and having your back flat on the floor, you can then create an amazing amount of calm and shift in your nervous system. And so that actually brings me on to my next point. How does meditation affect sleep quality? Well, meditation and all forms of mindfulness are very, very powerful at creating a shift in the nervous system. So we move from flight or fight, which is a rather adrenalized state, and into and towards rest and digest. And rest and digest is where adrenaline levels calm, cortisol level and production is reduced, and the immune system is then free to boost. And in rest and digest, the heart rate slows, the breath rate slows, and we have these moments of space mentally too, which we call presence or mindfulness or awareness. Meditation is all about clearing the mind, but at the same time, what occurs is the brain waves slow down. So we move from beta, which is quite fast brainwave state, and into and towards alpha wave state, which is the brainwave state of relaxation. This is really the main premise of my yoga sleep method too. It's a method in which I use yoga postures that have really aided me to become more relaxed and to slip into a very deep sleep at night. So the key postures that are the most potent to bring about that incredible shift in the nervous system. So we move away from a very get things done, do, achieve state, and into presence, into simple beingness, where we're very much luxuriating in our breath, in the moment. I find that that is the key for most of my clients and for myself as well previously. The key is creating that shift from thinking into feeling awareness. In my yoga sleep method, we move through the yoga postures and then into the very profound practice of yoga nidra. And yoga nidra is this waking, sleeping state. So it's between wakefulness and sleep. And we move from beta to alpha to even theta wave state. And theta wave state is the most profound. It's where the subconscious mind actually is more active, images, visions can come to you, and it's very much the part of the brain that is the wisdom brain, the deeper wisdom. Because the subconscious mind is more the focus, and we're drifting into and out of that kind of daydream state, what happens and what occurs is you can have these flashes of activity, or maybe just a vision, and these can be very profound. Well, I better stop talking because I love to talk and see you soon.